All right, I want to talk to y'all about a man lesson, how to be a man in this world. And I think there's a lot of people struggling, right? A lot of people in this world just struggling how to survive, how to live a good life. So these man lessons, yeah, they're basically what I've learned in my life, what I've applied to get me to where I'm at. And I'll just go ahead and talk about my qualifications. I'm not super rich. I'm not Andrew Tate or Dan Blazarian or any of these male gurus. I'm not going to sell people on this plan to whatever university. So I'm just offering my life experiences out. Hopefully it helps other people. Even if it helps one person, it's worth it, right? So I do think there is a shortage of there's a definite need for mentoring of men. I do feel that we men need to get back to the roots, masculinity, improving themselves, getting stronger, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And yeah, that's what these man lessons are to help everyone with, right? And if you're a mom or a woman, I'm sure it'll help you as well. Thanks for listening. Um, if especially if you're a single mother, please pass this on to your son or sons. I'm a believer that women, hopefully I don't offend people. I don't mean offense by this, but I'm a believer that women are just not able to teach a boy how to be a man. It's just something they're not able to do, and it's mostly because men and women think completely different. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of things I can't do that women do. That's better. So I think we should celebrate our differences, celebrate what we're good at and what we're not good at, and there's nothing wrong with that. So my qualifications, I would say, I've had a successful career in the tech industry. I would consider myself a high value man, whatever that means. That's a term that's thrown around a lot these days. But yeah, I am in the top 10 or 5% income earners, and if you put that worldwide, that really puts me in the top 1% worldwide. So I think the real mark of a high value man is if he were to lose everything, he can rebuild it quickly. I do feel confident if I were to lose all my money tomorrow, I could probably rebuild it from scratch. It would take me 4 or 5 years, but it's something I can do. So, good, successful career. I think my earning potential is only going to continue to increase as well. I think I'm, pretty good at my job and I'm ready for more responsibility. The other thing is that the world around me is improving. I think that's another mark of a high value man is that, the world around you is getting better. And yeah, for the past 5 or 6 years, like I've been getting stronger. I feel smarter. I remodeled my house. My house is a whole lot nicer. I am a father. I think I'm a pretty damn good dad. And, I've had times where my relationship with my kids wasn't great, I'll admit, and I've recovered, and it's taken a lot of hard work. But yes, I do think, I'm a pretty successful father. I was married, and I've learned from that. I don't want to talk too much about personal stuff just for safety and for, it's none of y'all's business or anyone's business. But, um, I have learned a lot from being married and the divorce process and recovery. And so that's something to share. Yeah, I think what else? Yeah, I mean, I also, like I said, I remodeled my house. I've spent quite a bit of time doing remodeling and carpentry and, kind of trying my hands at being a tradesman, and with some mixed success. But all that's to really say again, if I were to lose my job tomorrow, there's literally hundreds of jobs that I would be qualified for, not just in engineering, but I could be a construction manager, real estate agent, manage factories, manage businesses, probably, so there's a lot of doors open for me. And I feel like people out there. So again, this is another reason why, I'm doing this. I'm talking to y'all right now is that, a lot of people out there don't feel like they have a lot of doors, right? They feel stuck. They feel out of control, like their life is out of control. So, again, that's a big point of this channel is to, yeah, get people in control of their lives and the world around them in a healthy way. All right, so let's launch into it. So man lesson number one, and without embarrassing my children too much. They've heard all these lessons, and I can hear them rolling their eyes from through the internet. But I won't. I'll try not to embarrass them too much, or I won't. I don't want to. Anyways, here let me launch into it. So, all right, the first step I would say is decide to get good at everything. So get good. And I know this is like a giant statement that means nothing, right? But what I would say is whatever you're doing, try to get better at it, right? If you're being a father, try to get better at it. If you're being a son, if you're whatever your job is, just try to every day get a little bit better at it. Just get a little bit better. If it's if you're a line cook, if you're washing dishes, I don't care. Like just try to get good at everything. And people have told me, man, people have told me before, like, man, Jack, you're like good at everything. I'm like, if I'm doing something, I'm going to try to get better at it. I'm going to try to get a little bit better. And so, I would say what I'm telling you is 100% guaranteed, proven it will work. The problem is, the downside is it's not fast. Okay. It takes years and years of hard work to really see the fruits of your labor. So, what I'm saying may take you years to actually see benefits for it. But I will say it's a guaranteed method. Okay. And it carries with you wherever you go. So, okay, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling out of control in your life, then probably, I talk to people and they feel like they're stuck. They're rudderless. They're not making any progress. They're real down on themselves. And probably, so I made a basic chart. So this is like a tool. This is the action to take control of your life. Okay. So say hypothetically, you do 150 stupid things in a day. So orange is stupid things, right? Sitting around smoking weed, you're being lazy. I mean, there's so many people I know, working, a little bit of construction. There's so many people, as soon as they get a little bit of money, they piss it away, spend it on cigarettes, booze, whatever, right? And so there's no long-term thinking. It's just it's all very short-term thinking. So what I want, if you're interested in improving yourself, first just make that commitment. I'm going to improve myself every day, just a little bit. You don't have to become, Michael Jordan tomorrow. You don't have to become Roger Federer tomorrow or Andrew Tate. It takes years and thousands of hours of hard work. So what I want everyone to do, if you spend your days, 150 stupid things every day, wasting your life, tomorrow, I just want you to do one healthy thing, one positive thing. And it could be something as simple as go to bed 5 minutes earlier than you usually do, right? It could be something simple as, I usually drink 5 beers. Today, I'm going to drink 4 beers. Something as little as that. Okay. Like, I never go to the gym. Go to the gym for 20 goddamn minutes. Even if you just show up at the gym and do one machine, that's better, right, than nothing. There's been so many times I really didn't want to go to the gym. I forced myself, and even if I just didn't. Sometimes I just even hardly exercise. I just showed up at the gym and pretended to be on a machine, and I'm like, I go home and I'm like, I'm so glad I did that. I'm so glad, because what you're really doing is you're investing in yourself, right? You're so much of this world is trying to suck life out of you. But basically what I'm saying is invest in yourself. Get in the habit of investing in yourself and building yourself up. And then at some point you can start building up the world around you. All right. So day one, and sorry, let me make one more point, is this principle. What I'm saying is sounds kind of stupid. It sounds kind of obvious, but very few people actually practice it. Very few people understand it. Okay. So day one, you're going to do one healthy thing. Day two, what do you think? You're going to do 2 healthy things. Could be read a book for 5 minutes. Could be pray to God. I don't know. Call a friend, right? Call a friend you haven't talked to. Tell them you love them. Okay, something simple as that. Okay, and so over time, if you can keep investing in yourself, right? Now, by say 6 months from now, day 180, your days are going to be filled with building yourself up, getting stronger. So myself, just in my 20s, I was real lazy. I really didn't do much in my 20s. I kind of just, watched TV, drank beer. I wasn't very ambitious. And then in my 30s, somewhere something kicked in. I said, man, I gotta really, I can't waste my life. I gotta like make every day count. And, I used to be lazy and just, take forever to get out of bed. I didn't exercise very much. But yeah, once I made that, I don't remember when, but I sometime in my late 20s or 30s, I made this commitment that I'm just going to get better and better at everything I do. I'm going to keep investing in myself. And yeah, now, I mean, I wake up and I like feel my days are just full of, I mean, I'm exercising, I'm trying to move my projects forward. I am, you know, fixing up my house, cleaning my house. My days are jam packed with what can I do to improve myself and the world around me and my little kingdom, my little castle, right? My days are filled with that. And I think things are actually starting to move forward. Um, now I have to like basically, I have to like remind myself, I have to talk myself into relaxing and resting, right? Because I'm just doing this, right? Eventually you won't have time anymore for stupid things. You're not going to have time, right, to fuck up your life because you're going to be focused on positive things. And one other big point that people need to realize is you're going to have setbacks. You're going to have months, you're going to have weeks, days, maybe entire years where you throw this out the window. And my advice, don't focus on the negative. Just don't even worry about that. Like I have bad days, I have bad weeks and bad periods of my time, but I'm never going to stop doing this until I die, right? I'm never going to stop trying to improve myself. I'm never going to stop trying to be stronger and smarter and wiser. Okay. So don't focus on the negatives. Don't focus on the setbacks. Just get back up and, realize the green line is your healthy things, right? So the area under the curve, I made a little graphic for everybody. The area under curve it's all equity in your bank, right? And it doesn't have to be money, right? It can be skills, wisdom, knowledge, relationships, friendships. These are all, for example, I realized when I was younger, I'm bad at making friends. I'm bad at being a friend. Simple like that. So then I made a commitment. Okay, let me learn how to be a good friend to somebody. Let me learn how to make friends. There's a lot of guys that are lonely out there. I'm kind of digressing, but anyways, these are all, arrows in your quiver. This is all equity in your bank. Money is just kind of a construct that we use to get from point A to point B, but there's actually a lot of things you can use to get from point A to point B. And yeah, so, all right. I hope this message helps y'all, helps whoever's listening. If you have any suggestions on, hey, Jack, you're full of crap, or maybe we want to talk about this, some other, any other topics y'all want to discuss, or hey, maybe I'm going to try this and see how this works. Yeah, please send a message and we'd appreciate it. So thank you.